Welcome back. In this video I want to show you how I transfer marks on sleeves and armholes after fitting. Okay, so it will also help you to adjust sleeves at exactly position how we mark them during a fitting, and mirror it on the another side, another sleeve cup and another armhole. Okay, so let me put it right here, and so you can see this is a sleeve that we just finished fitting. You will need for transferring these marks, you will need a piece of soap. You remember, I already showed, all my students already know why we use soap. Don't use regular chalk on this particular step, because it will be impossible to take these marks off. So, and these marks we can transfer straight on the right side and then take it off with a steam. Okay, so what I will do, across of each pin, I will create a straight line, and like this line, see? You can even create just a straight line if you're working with thinner fabrics. See, this is much thicker fabric, so it creates this like bulky turning point. So I will mark it this way, and also one more over here. See? Just under this like a folding point here. Then I will mark across of the shoulder seam, also create this line. Okay. On the back I will do the same. And over here. That's it. At this point we will already take our pins off. I will also mark this mark. As you saw my previous video, I just show why I pin it, because I will need to gather this part of the armhole a little bit more. You see, I gathered it already before fitting, just a little bit, but I will need to gather it a little bit more. Okay, and I will be gathering also between shoulder seam and the last mark. Okay, so then on a armhole I will just continue these marks, this and this. Then this mark I can see it's about 1 centimeter. Yeah. So I will just remember that it's very common, especially Dean has like much more like, somebody has like more like straight shoulder seam here, like line. Dean has a little bit more like it's like kind of sided, how to say it, like a kind of goes more like a down here at the end of the shoulder. So, and this body posture, this body type usually requires more adjustment over here. So I didn't want to do it before fitting until I actually see it. So I will do it now after fitting, but in general, for you to understand, so you need to analyze the body posture, and when you see that the shoulders are not very straight, then it is better to gather a little bit more on the back. Okay. Also remember that on jackets and on coats we don't make shoulder darts. So this is why this extra fabric, extra bits of fabric, we will gather a little bit along of the shoulder seam on the back detail and also here. So we kind of distributing this amount of dart over here between these two seams. Okay, gathering a little bit here fabric and a little bit here. Okay. So as you can see, I folded. It's absolutely identical. You see, I folded along of the center of the back. I connected shoulder seams together. See, on both details, so left and right parts. I was fitting. I was doing fitting on the right sleeve. So now I need to transfer it on both sides. Here and just pin it together just before, because we will need to cut along of this line so that when the pins will be on the way of cutting. Here we'll also connect these two seams, see, and connect it this way. I will connect the notches. And also here. We'll also connect this notches here. Okay, so you see I'm kind of doubled it, making sure that all edges are together. I don't worry about now the bottom part, the lower part between the lowest marks. I will adjust it when I already stitch this part. See, after stitching in general, I just double checked it before fitting that the like circumference of the armhole and the length, the circumference of the edge of the sleeve cup are equal, except this like gathering here, this little bit longer. But in general, it looks normal on a fitting, like I mean on a body during fitting. So I don't need to adjust anything here. Then I will work it on like in two parts. First I will adjust the front part and then the back part. You can see after this is pretty easy. You just need gradually connect these lines. Also, if anything looks like a little bit not very in harmony, I would say like that, then you can adjust. Like for example, if this line would be now much more shifted like away, I would probably move it a little bit closer, but in general, see, that is our line. Also working with this thicker fabric, usually you will have thicker lines, so make sure you see like general like idea of the line. Okay, so here is done. Now on the back. So here you can see this line. You can use those curved rulers also, but as you know, I like to do it just how I see it, how I feel it. And more experience you have, less those special like curved rulers you will need, I think. Because I almost don't use them now, but in the beginning I was using them too. So, and this is how we're going to transfer and connect these two lines. Okay. To me it looks like a little bit corner over here, so what I will do, I'll just use a piece of fabric, see, just to take this mark and make another. That looks much better to me. Yeah, and then I will just connect this mark, this. Okay, and this point we can already cut it. Take my scissors. So normally I would cut it with the 1 centimeter seam allowances, but because this fabric is much thicker, you can see like general seam allowances are a little bit wider, like 1.2, 1.1. So I will cut it just a little bit wider. Make sure that all these edges, you see, on from both sides are even. It's better to cut it on the table, then you can create straight line, much more like confident. But so then we make this our control like marks, so see we create little notches here. Here too. Okay, you see, I have my control notches over here, Here obviously we'll have also control, like little cut on the sleeve. At this point I can already take all my pins off. Okay, so we can see now this is one side. On another side I don't have actual line line of attaching. I don't need it because I know my seam is 1.1 centimeter, a little bit wider than 1 centimeter. Okay. And I have control marks, see here, that I will need to connect with the same marks on the sleeve. So now I can put coat or jacket, whatever you're making, put it aside. I will also take my another sleeve, but also at this point, you see, because I didn't prepare a sleeve cup yet, I will show you just a general idea. So what you will need to do, but I will not do it right now because I need to also prepare the sleeve cup on another sleeve, on the left sleeve, and then I will also see. I will do the same exactly technique. I will connect the sleeves, the sleeve seams that I already have here. See? Down. I will connect also this sleeve. And as I mentioned, up to this first mark, I don't have any gathering, so I can actually pin it together. See? And from this point, I can already put my sleeve like that. Or actually, let's do it exactly at the same two steps. So first, I will adjust the back part and then the front part. Okay, so we can see. So I will draw this line, but I will not cut it right now. But you know, then after you prepare the second sleeve cup, you will cut this line and make the same notches, and then these notches will be attached to the same marks on the armhole, basically. And this is all the main point that I want to show you. So we do fitting, we connect sleeve according to the certain body posture. Then these marks we transfer for opposite details. We transfer them the same on a sleeve cup and on a armhole. Then we cut extra fabric and then we attach sleeve cup mark to the mark. It will be very easy to attach. And then, so usually these sleeves are attached in two steps also. The first step is the top, the most like complicated part, this part, and then I see how the bottom part is like laying along of the armhole at the bottom, and I fix it, and then I attach the bottom part. See? So from this mark to another mark, top and then bottom. So normally I will have one mark along of the shoulder seam and two marks in the front, two marks at the bottom. And when you're connecting all these marks, important also like for you to try to see the entire this line, not this part and also another part. You don't want to create any corners. See, you want to create a smooth like a line connecting all these marks together. Actually looks a little bit too, you see, too far away from the edge. See, here is smaller and here small is wider, so I will just adjust it. And I will make it like this, see? That's what I wanted to show you. So if any adjustments very like obvious, don't be afraid to make them, to adjust. Okay, so now, I mean, if I would need, if I would have now this part already finished, I would cut it, but I need to finish it in any way. But then I will cut them together because I don't want to cut now this part, another, and then I will lose the width that I need to cut from the another. You see this distance. I want to cut them all together. So I made this line, then I will prepare the sleeve, and then I will cut it, and then it will be ready for attaching. The last thing that is left is the bottom part. So you can see I also use my soap just to mark this. See the folding of like hemming line. And this part I will also cut together with the second sleeve. So I will put this here along of the seam, and this along with the seam. Yeah, when you fold them, this is the only rule. You need to make sure that all seams are kind of meet each other, and the edge of your details are also even. Okay, beautiful. Also, you check that in general this line looks good, forming normal line. See? So it's 6 centimeters, almost 6 here. Also, it is normal if along of this seam it will be a little bit like shorter sleeve, so it's the shape of the bottom not exactly the straight line, like a little bit like sided, a little bit like tilted line. So it actually will be looking better. So I will actually make it 6, yeah, little, like a half of centimeter higher and half of centimeter lower, just a little bit. And this part I can already cut. Perfect. You can also create in this particular detail on both sides, because here, oops, see, one is broken. Why I want to create it on both details, because I have like a fake slit opening here. See, so when I will attach lining Forgot the word. And when we will attach lining along of the bottom of a sleeve, it's just better to see both lines on both details. It will be just helpful. So, and I will cut it 4.5 centimeters, the hemming line. I also not sure if I will be able to cut all 4 layers, so I will cut just one layer. I mean, one sleeve, 2 layers. That's it. Yeah, you see the even on the top, even on the bottom. So that's it. Now I can already iron. Oh, you see? And I will need to attach a little bit more interfacing here, a little bit wider, just to have interfacing exactly along of the folding line. So ideally to have interfacing, like you see, like that, like 1 centimeter or like a half of an inch before the folding line. So I will attach a little bit wider because I cut this part, so the interfacing will go into this folding line. Okay, that's it. I think you got a general idea how to do it, how to do fitting. Of course, the most important part is how we pin it on a body, on a particular posture, and this will take time. Pinning and putting in a correct position, this will take time. But adjusting and transferring this technique is pretty easy, I think, to use. Okay, so wishing you good luck. If you have questions, ask me. And yeah, but most important, keep practicing. Practice, and your experience will give you the best result. Okay, so wishing you good luck, and see you next time. Bye.